Inside a secure room in Islamabad, U.S. and Iranian diplomats recently sat down to try and convert a fragile ceasefire into a permanent arrangement. But after months of preparation, the talks hit an immediate wall of American frustration. The Iranian negotiators sitting across the table were unable to answer basic proposals or commit to even minor terms. Reports from the summit indicate the delegation was effectively paralyzed. They had arrived in Islamabad without the political mandate required to finalize any agreements. This deadlock reveals the primary obstacle to peace is a breakdown within Iran's own diplomatic machine. To restart the talks, the U.S. issued a blunt ultimatum. Iranian negotiators must return with explicit clearance from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC. Normally, a civilian executive branch directs its foreign ministry, but the U.S. demand highlights an anomaly. Iran's official civilian link is disconnected. It proves the president lost control over his envoys, and a shadow military hierarchy is the direct conduit. The deadlocked room in Islamabad is the visible fallout of a fierce, hidden civil war currently raging in Tehran's corridors of power. Inside Iran's capital, the civilian leadership is fracturing. President Masoud Pezeshkian is finding his administration's policy decisions systematically undermined by members of his own cabinet. Internal leaks point to Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi as the source of this resistance. Over the last 2 weeks, Araghchi has bypassed the presidency entirely, ignoring the official diplomatic strategy drafted by the executive branch. Instead of reporting to the president, Araghchi is executing instructions handed down by IRGC commander Ahmad Vahidi. By cutting out the president, the foreign minister is operating as a direct proxy for the military, stripping the civilian government of its voice on the international stage. That shadow command structure was directly responsible for grinding the peace talks in Pakistan to a halt. Commander Vahidi and senior guard official Ali Abdullahi specifically intervened, forbidding the Iranian delegation in Pakistan from providing any answers to the Americans. This sabotage stems from a deep split over how the state is managing the ongoing conflict. The civilian administration is trying to alleviate the pressure the war has placed on a failing economy, while the IRGC is invested in maintaining a hardline military posture. To the military guard, a permanent ceasefire in Islamabad is a direct threat to their wartime authority, so they sank the negotiations before a deal could take shape. The civilian government is now attempting a drastic counteroffensive. President Pezeshkian has told his inner circle he is prepared to fire his own foreign minister. The threat is clear. If Araghchi continues to execute IRGC directives rather than state policy, he will be removed. Pezeshkian is also pressing Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf to take a definitive stand against the military's overreach. The president's justification for this confrontation is that reining in the military is the only way to save Iran from total economic collapse. This flowchart maps the cycle. The IRGC's dominance locks the diplomatic doors, stalling any chance of peace deals, which accelerates the country's trajectory toward ruin. The primary roadblock to stability in the region is a fractured government in Tehran, where a rogue military apparatus holds both international negotiations and its own national economy hostage.